Good afternoon to all of you. Hope you are doing good. So this is the second subject which I'm going to teach you in this semester. So we have a structural analysis part 2 and part 1 we already covered in the last semester. So it's a prerequisite subject was structural analysis 1 and strength of material that you studied in third semester. That is a third semester subject, strength of material, and your essay one part that you studied in fourth semester. So both of their concept will utilize in this particular subjects, even if some of the concept that we need for particular this subject to understand in a better way. So in today's lecture, I am just going to explain you the basic information related to the structure, what are the type of structures do we have, what are the methods we are gonna adopt to analyze indeterminate structure. Basically, the second part of essay 2 is going to be discuss about all the problem related to indeterminate structure. I hope so. People know about what is determinate and indeterminate structure. So if you do not know, even then I will consider it you don't have any idea about determinacy or indeterminacy. I will consider it as without knowing anything. We'll start from the basics and reach to the top level that we require to solve these problems into the structural analysis part 2. So let's start with the introduction part. First of all, the objective of the subject that we need to understand first, why we are studying this subject in first semester of your civil engineering. So basically what we are going to do in this particular subject, we impart the principle of elastic structures analysis and the behavior of indeterminate structure. As I told you, this part of essay 2 is basically dealing with the indeterminate structure. Whatever the structure those are, we are going to analyze them. They are indeterminate itself. Please mute yourself, guys. Please do not unmute yourself while I'm speaking. So make sure everybody should mute your mic. If you have any question after that, you can raise your hand. So I will. Sound is not clear. Is it for everybody or?
सर आपका नेटवर्क इशू है सर।
Yes, sir.
नेटवर्क
Yes,
इशू है, हम लोग
आपका
की
साउंड क्लियर नहीं आ रहा।
Let me check. Wait a minute. So we are talking about the course objective of the subject. Why we are studying this subject particularly in part 2 of a structural analysis. So we are going to deal the problem related to indeterminate structure, because determinate structure we already discussed their problems, their analysis in part 1 of structure analysis. And from various method we are going to use or by the using various method we are going to solve some problems with of indeterminate structure. So basically we should have idea about what is determinate or indeterminate structure. I hope so many people, many students know about that. Even if some of the students don't have any idea, I will start from the basic. We will study again what is determinate, indeterminate, what is static and kinematic indeterminacy, what is stability parts, that these things we will repeat again. So your basics fundamental will clear again and we'll start from there on. And then to apply these methods for analyzing the indeterminate structure, evaluate the response of structure. Basically, when comes to the name of structure analysis, structure means any component of the structure. A building can be a structure, your body is a type of structure. We basically, what we do is this, whenever the structure comes under any load, it could be any kind of load. It can be a live load, dead load, wind load, snow load, whatever. Due to that load, structure is going to respond itself in the against that particular load. That response we are going to calculate in our problems. Like beam we have, we are going to apply transverse load over it. How your beam is going to respond against that transverse load, that is the thing we are going to analyze against that by in form of bending moment, shear force, all that. And by using those analysis part, we are going to design our beam. These are the strength we require to resist that particular bending moment which is coming in the beam. Then we apply that much of load on the beam. So these are the things is basically interrelated. First thing, you have to know the basics, then going to analyze the structure. Then by using those analysis component like deflection, slope, bending moment, shear force, these are the things required to calculate the design parameter of the structure. So that's why it's so important in your civil engineering part. Then after studying this particular subject, student will get feeling how a real type of structure will behave. Because if you get idea any structure is going to be fail like this, so you definitely will see yes, real time of structure like a beam. You everywhere you seen in your houses or somewhere in the malls or railway station, wherever you visit, you find some beam column, piers, bridges, everything you have seen through moving from one place to other. You always find the civil structure components, and you will find how it's going to be failed. Like column, you everybody seen that in the parking lot of malls. Every time you see their size, why they are short, why they are going to fail, what are the parameter of the failure, what are the things you have to keep in your mind while you design those kind of structures. So analysis, so that's why it's so important to understand particularly analysis part, because without analysis component you are not supposed to design the structure. For designing the component, a designer should know the stability part. So stability and surety is a must thing. We have to make a stable structure first, then you go any other thing, whether it's a huge size, small size, whatever, but stability is the prior thing for any structural designer. So these are the objective of this particular subject, and hope you will definitely enjoy this particular subject, because they are going to solve some problem uh, by using different methods, and that we are going to discuss in syllabus part. You will see in next slide. So again, syllabus is divided into four parts: part 1, part 2, part 3, and part 4. And part 1 and part 2 is a part of MST or mid semester exam 1, and part 3 and 4 is a part of MST of part 2. Obviously, for second section semester sessional exam, we included third and fourth part that you're familiar with. So first section have indeterminate structure. First thing that is sure, whatever the problem we are going to consider, those definitely going to be indeterminate. So concept of indeterminate and redundant structure, static and kinematic indeterminacy, stability of the structure, and internal forces. These are the things, basic fundamental that we required to move further to understand this particular subject. Then we have pin jointed, rigid jointed structures like your trusses, then rigid jointed frame structure, deformation of redundant structure, indeterminate structures, sway and non-sway frames. Sway means they are going to deform parallel to the frame, sway and non-sway, static equilibrium, and deformation compatibility checks that we are going to check. Effect of sport settlement, if any sport has been going to be settled, in that case what are the shear for reactions component has been active in structure, how it's going to be deformed, how the bending moment is going to create when one of the support system has been settled up, or lack of it means fit the reaction that we required if not proper. In that case, how you will do or analyze the structure. Then we have fixed beam. Fixed beam itself is a indeterminate structure. Loading, sinking of support, again settlement kind of thing. Analysis of redundant beams, frames, trusses, arches using the different methods. One of the method is, there are different methods. One is conventional method, which comes under slope deflection method, moment distribution method, rotational contribution method, also called Carnage method. These are the different methods. Other than these, we have other methods also, like three moment equation, Kepler three moment equation, we call it generally. Then other methods like force method also there. And then we have member loading, sinking of support. So basically, there are lots of different problems. We are going to use specified 5 or 7 methods. By using those methods, we will calculate each and every aspect. Same problem by different methods. So that's why we are going to use some methods here. So then we have approximate method for frames analysis, that is Portal method and cantilever method. And the last but not the least is influence line diagram, ILD, that you are familiar with. We already studied about ILD in the for problem or analysis of determinate structure. Here we are going to draw the influence line diagram for indeterminate structures. So this is the syllabus all about. And some of the book you can refer that, like in the last we follow the R.C. Hibbeler books, and Ramamurthan is one is given. Otherwise, there are lots of other books also, you can follow that. So if I have any ebook, I will share with you. So now the first thing is, I suppose you don't have any idea about structure analysis. So I again bring you to back for basic fundamentals. So once you prepare or make your fundamentals strong, you definitely get some better idea about the actual problem that we are going to solve in further lectures. So basically, what does structural analysis means? We are going to prediction of the structure, how the structure is going to behave when it comes under any external load. Yes, sir. Analysis means we are going to analyze the response of the structure, like beam. If I apply the load, like you can see here, it's a simply spotted beam. A P load is applied in the center of the beam. The response of this structure, how it's going to be give to against that particular load, that is the analysis. And it's component of structural, that's why it's called a structural analysis. Fine. Then we have different type of structures also, like it's a component of structure. If you consider a building, column is a part of that complete building structure itself. It's a structure member. Column, which is basically going to be taken care of compressive load. Fine. So whenever the column is there, it's a primarily cause of failure. It's due to the compressive itself. It's maybe a bending. It can be a compressive failure. Bending, bending can not be here. It's called buckling. In case of column, its term is called buckling. Buckling is primarily happen in the when the column is very long. In that case, buckling has been taken place. That things you may aware about. We already studied in strength of material. And if it is a short column, in that case, primary cause, most probably it's going to be failed due to the crushing. And which is the column which is having a medium size, means not a long one and a short one. It's can be a failed due to the buckling as well as for the crushing of the material. So this is the basic column. Now tension member. Any tie member, you can see in a truss member we have a tension components. Even a tie member is a tension member. So basically they are going to carry the tension itself. Like a cable, it's a tension member. And then we have a beam. Beam you are already very much familiar. What is a beam? How it's going to be failed? What are the cause of failure? What are the types of beam support system that you know? Cantilever, simply supported, continuous, all that. Fixed beam. And then we have truss. It's again a very familiar thing that we already studied in the fourth semester. Truss is a component which is nothing but it's the arrangement of a different component to the form of triangular or rectangular shape, primarily taken care of compressive and tensile loads, right? And it's a pin connected structure. Then we have a frame structure. It's again can be a pin connected as well as a rigid. Basically, you find specifically like a building structure. It's a frame structure. Many time you see in that. So these are the basic components. Otherwise you can have other also, like arches. We have like 2 hinge arch, 3 hinge arch, fixed arch. So these are the linear arch. These are the some arches you can hear about in on all the arches in fourth semester. Then we seen the cables, state bridge cables we already seen. So these are the some things you already seen those. So I just bring some of the basic components of structures here. Next, we have support system. What are the support system that we need to understand before going to concept of indeterminate or determinate structure? Then we go to the static and kinematic indeterminacy, and then we back to first stability is very important. These are the things we already discussed in detail in fourth semester. Even if because a lot of time has been spent between fourth and fifth, that's why I suppose so you may forget those things. That's why again I bring it, so remind your concept again, so you will get better knowledge to understand this particular subject. So support system, how many support system do we have? we have 2D type and 3D type. Aki, please mute yourself. These are the things is not allowed. People, if you have any question or anything, I am not marking this particular person. If anybody have any question, or if you want to say something like an internet problem was there, in that case, please raise your hand. So I will see some student have problems. So I read from there. If you unmute in between, the back sound will come from behind. It's recording data, and we cannot share on YouTube in that particular. So that's why you should mute yourself once. If you have any problem, in that case you can unmute, or before that you have to raise your hand so teacher can unmute. Otherwise, in the next lecture I will not allow to unmute. You have to take the permission. So I will allow, then you will able to unmute. So I'll do that in the next class. So sports system is, we have 2D sports and 3D sports system. So again, they are divided into further system. One, we are discussing about the 2D sport system. One is fixed sport. Then we have hinge sport. Third, we have a roller sport. Then fourth, we have guided roller sport. Then we have internal hinge sport. Each and every aspect we will see by the diagram also. I will represent in the further slides. Then we have 3D sports also in fixed sport, hinge sport, and roller sports. So these are the sports system that we should aware about it. So they will help out to solve some problem while we are going to analyze a real problem in that further lectures. So many of students aware about it, but even if I already told you, I'm considering you are a very new students for this particular subject. So that's why I just bring you the again back to the basics. So this is the fixed sport, how it looks. Is this the visual way to understand how it's going to be looks? It may be without these lines. It can be a like straight line also. This is a cantilever beam. One side is fixed, other side is free. And we already aware about how many sport reaction fixed sport will provide. It's a number of 3 reaction will be there. One is your vertical sport reaction, one other is horizontal, and third one is the movement component. So these are the 3 sport reactions will release in a fixed sport. So whenever there is a 2D case, in that case there we have one vertical reaction which we call it as RY, means R stands for reaction, Y is the direction of action. Then one is horizontal R, which is in X direction, and one is movement in MZ direction, which is MZ basically is perpendicular to these two, X and Y direction. That's why it is MZ. Basically, we have mutual perpendicular to each components, X, Y, and Z. That's why movement will create in MZ. If it is parallel in X, then in that case, it's not going to be create any movement because we don't have any perpendicular distance. That's why it's going to be create in perpendicular direction, that we have a perpendicular action in X and Y direction. So next is your hinge sport. Again, it's how it's look like is a triangular kind of thing. Under the base we have a ground sport, or wherever it's going to be stable, settle. How many reactions, sport reaction it will provide? It will provide 2 reactions. So I'm going through it very fast because many students are aware about it. I show many example like door, and there are 2 reactions. One is RY, which is in vertical direction, and RX, that is horizontal reaction in X directions. And third is roller sport. Again, it's representing like this, vertical, which having a roller under it, or either you can see like this as well. So you don't confuse it. It's a triangular or like a roller. You have to be careful. This kind of sport is also a roller sport, and this one is also a roller sport. To remember this, basically just you have to keep in mind these rollers these rollers will be there. Again, it's a beam, and how many reaction it will provide? It's only provide in a vertical direction restriction. Sport reaction means the restriction is provided by the sport. So make sure is not a static or kinematic, and it means just a sport reaction. That sport reaction is provided by the sport that is in vertical, means it's going to be restrict the movement of the body in that direction. So 2D is a fixed sport, then can be a one reaction which is only in a vertical direction, that it can be represented by Ry. So any other notation you can choose yourself. Otherwise, these are the conventional, because R stands for reaction, Y stands the direction of where it acts. Fine. Or basically, this reaction will be perpendicular to the surface where its spot is there. It's a perpendicular to the surface. Make sure that it will not be, if it is in any angle, in that case it will act on that angle only. So it always spot reaction will provide on the perpendicular to the surface where it acts. Roller, there can be only one independent spot reaction, which is normal to the contact. Or normal means it's a perpendicular to the surface where it contacted. Right. Now this thing is for new, even maybe many people know about it, but I suppose so it's a new for you. Guided roller sport. What does it mean, and how many sport reaction it will provide? By seeing the diagram, this is the sport. Please try to visualize the thing, how in which direction it is free and how many restriction it will provide. As you can see, as it's a roller sport, it will allow the movement in horizontal direction. Like you can see, like it's a toy type of thing. You can see that it can be moved in this direction. Fine, but if there are sport like restrictions are there, it cannot be rotate. You can think it will rotate like, no, it's not, because there are restrictions over there. Fine, it's a restriction in one is vertical direction and other is in the rotation. It only moves in horizontal direction. That is the thing which is allowed. So how many restrictions are there? That comes into the form of reaction of the sport. So guided roller, you many times you've seen that thing into the slider doors. Whenever you visit some clinic or a mall, you always find that kind of thing. You just slide the door and it will open, but it cannot rotate. There was a grill over there, then on the grill, the both side we have a roller to, or you can balls of the steel was there. Due to that, it will roll one to the other side, but they are not going to be rotate along it. If there is a chance a rotation can happen, in that case what will happen, if that thing will be a circular, and these rollers will be on around that circular portion, and in that case it will rotate, like you many times you've seen in the park. When you enter into the park, there was some gate, 4 to 5 sections are there, and one person is moving further, and then second portion will come. It will rotate. It cannot move up and horizontal direction. In that case, the section will be different. So make sure how these things are placed, that you need to understand here. So restrictions are two. One is movement, other is vertical reaction. If it is move in a vertical direction, in that case, again remain two, but freedom will be in vertical direction and restriction will be on horizontal direction. If I rotate it like this, now it's a horizontal plane along the x-axis. If you move with this sport system into a vertical direction, in that case, what will happen? Only the thing which is allowed in the vertical direction, restriction will remain too, but not in that vertical direction. It will in horizontal as well as in movement direction. It is clear? Please unmute and let me know if this thing is clear to all.
Yes, sir.
So I hope this thing is clear to all. Fine. So make sure where the sport is acting,
Yes,
what are the things is allowed, what are things is not allowed. Not allowed, those things are considered to be a reaction of that sport. And the things those are allowed, they are a different part that we consider into the degree of freedom, which thing is comes under kinematic indeterminacy. That was a different part that will be discussed in the further lectures. I hope it is clear to all. Fine. Next, we have internal hinge sport. Internal hinge means whenever internal hinge is there, always there are two members. I already told in a fourth semester subject of SA1. So we already seen that why internal hinge required. Whenever two members need to be connect, in that case we generally use or adopt a internal hinge. Internal hinge, at hinge, what is the bending moment value? Is the hinge is not going to be restrict against the bending moment. Bending moment is free. That's why bending moment value becomes 0. Like in a simply supported beam, At the support system, how many? What is the value of bending moment at those support system? In a simply supported beam,
0.
0, because on a simply supported beam, on one side we have hinge support, other side we have a roller support, or vice versa. Hinge is again not restricted the moment, and roller is also not restricted the moment. In that case, restriction is not there, reaction will not be there. Means there is a freedom for that thing. Means freedom is there. Freedom होने का मतलब restriction नहीं है. That thing is allowed. Allowed होने का मतलब there is no bending moment will create in that case. Similar thing here also. Wherever the hinge is there, bending moment becomes 0. So, but due to the internal hinge is there, additional equilibrium equation will create. Can you calculate how many number of unknown reactions do we have in this beam which is showing on your screen? How many reactions do we have in this problem, which is a basically example which is showing on your screen? Anybody?
Five, sir.
Yes.
7, sir.
7.
7.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
7.
7. So let me count it. As it's a fixed support, how many degree of support reaction do we have? It's 3.
3.
3,
2
sir.
here,
Yes, sir.
5, and 2 here. Total 7.
Yes.
7 is the right
7.
one. Now,
Yes.
please check whether this beam is determinate or indeterminate statically.
Indeterminate.
Determinate.
Indeterminate.
Indeterminate, sir.
How many
Sir,
degree of
indeterminate.
indeterminacy?
4.
4.
Yes. 4 degree of indeterminate.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
How comes to
No,
be
sir.
4?
No, sir. 1
Yes.
degree of indeterminacy.
1,
Yes.
sir. 1.
1 will be the right answer. I already told you, for one member, for each member we have 3 degree
Yes,
of
sir.
3 equations of equilibrium available. So already explained you just now. For hinge is required for 2 members, so there are 2 members, 1 member, 2 member. So how many equilibrium equations do we have? 3
6.
into 2, so that comes to be 6, and unknown reactions are 7 minus 2, so that comes to be 1. 1 will be the right answer of this problem. So make sure,
R.
yes, whatever the relation was there, but just to make the confirm the concept, you need to make a free body diagram. Show the reactions here for fixed support. These are the 3. Then we have 2. Then we have 2. There comes to be 7 minus 2 into 3. That comes to be 6. So answer will come 1. So our structure is indeterminate by single degree of
1
indeterminacy
degree of
statically.
indeterminate.
Clear? So let's move
Yes.
next. So next sport is internal roller sport. So already seen that sport. Internal roller, in either it can be a shear force will be 0 or axial force will be 0. I already explained this thing is in previous slide. Fine. What was there in that first case? I just given to the example that we have a door. These are the 2 doors force, and this door is going to be moved this and that other side. It means axial force. But is there any restriction against axial force?
No.
We don't have, because axial force are either can be a tensile or compressive, but in this particular portion we don't have any restriction. Door can be come out and can go the other side also, so restriction is not there. It means axial force becomes 0 in the first case or first image. In the second part, the position of that roller or that sport has been changed and comes in the vertical direction instead of horizontal. Now we are in a y-axis plane. Instead of that, now when I apply the load over it, suppose I am putting the load over it, what will happen? It will not restrict against that moment. It will not restrict. In that case, shear force becomes 0, because there is no restriction against shear, because the body is going to be roll around like this. And this thing is nothing but we are talking about the shear. When the body comes under the shear, there is no restriction against shear, so shear force will be 0 in that case. But actually, practically, if you see here, these sports are fixed sport. Fine. It can be deflect like this, but there is no allowed of shearing and axial as well as movement. They will restrict some value, but not completely, because it looks like a long beam or they have a support system. So in that case, there will be a slide down of that axis from the original axis, right? So in that case, shear force will be 0 because we don't have any restriction. So these are the 2D support systems. Similar way, other we have internal link also. So before moving to this particular, so we have a fixed 3D type of support system also. That what was these three support system for 3D? One is fixed, other is roller, and third is your hinge
Hinge.
support. So let me know how many support reaction will provide by a 3D fixed support. How many equation will be there? How many equations as well as support reaction will provide by 3D support?
So 9.
How 9? It will be 6 only, no?
Yes, sir.
Let me explain it to you, that thing. In the 3D, how many support reaction do we have, and support equation of equilibrium also 6. How? Let's see. If it is 3, we how many coordinates will be there? X, Y, and Z. Sum of horizontal forces equal to 0. Sum of vertical forces equal to 0, and sum of forces into in Z direction equal to 0. These are the 3 force components. Then we have moments. Sum of moment in x direction equal to 0, sum of moment in y direction equal to 0, and sum of moment in z direction equal to 0. So these are the 6 only, na? Anything
sir.
other than that
Yes, sir.
we don't have. So for fixed sport, if it is 3D, how many sport reaction will be there? 6. And available equilibrium also 6. Okay, तो ये ध्यान रखना है आपको, make sure that, because if you are considering x, the perpendicular will be y and z. Similarly, if you consider y, perpendicular will be x and z. If you consider z, then perpendicular will be mx, x and y. In that case, that's why the moment component will come 3 more, that is mz, my, and mz x. In that case, will be equal to 0. So those 3 equilibrium will increase in that case. If it is a hinge sport, then
So 4.
which are these 4?
So FX, FY, MX, MY.
Fx, Fy, Mx, My. A movement can be in Mx and My.
No, sir.
That should be Mz, na?
Yes, sir.
And one more.
Three, sir.
3, which one? What are these 3?
FX, FY, or MZ, sir.
Fx, Fy, Mz.
FZ.
Any other?
So FX, FY, FZ, and MZ.
3 Fx, Fy.
FZ and MZ.
Okay. Any other? Good. You need to participate. Yes, please. Any other
Sir.
students have any idea?
FX, FY, FZ.
Fx, Fy, Fz. Yes.
Sir, 3, sir. FX, FY, MZ.
Fx, Fy, Mz.
Sir, 3,
But-
FX, FY, or FZ.
Yes, because hinge will not restrict bending moment whether it is 2D or 3D. So always there will be three reactions, that is Fx, Fy, and Fz. So those who given that answer, that is good one, because it's a make sure where whatever 2D, 3D, 4D, 5D, whatever it is, bending moment will not be there if it is hinge. Clear? ये ध्यान रखना है, सबसे बड़ी बात ये
Yes,
है
sir.
कि
Yes, sir.
hinge spot will not restrict the bending moment whether it is 2D or 3D. So there is only three reactions. Abhinav, wait a minute, I will come to you. So their reaction will be Fx, Fy, and Mz. Now, Abhinandan, you can ask your question.
Sir, how the hinge will will not restrict the moment in Z direction, sir?
Let's take an example like your door you can open. It's a 3D kind of thing. Na?
Yes, sir.
Then try it. It's going to restrict or not. And you will find your answer over there.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Right? That thing will not allowed. In that case, sorry, it's an allowed thing, whether it is 2D or 3D. Shall I proceed then? Next, we have internal link. So what does it mean? We have two components here. One beam is this side, AB, and other is CD. And we connect a link between these two by using a hinge at B and a hinge at C. So this is your link. So this is your link, which bending moment at B and C will be 0 because they are the hinge spot. Fine. So do not carry any bending moment at B and C, and the member BC is only carry the axial force. There will be no bending moment at all, because bending moment restrict ही नहीं होगा, because that will allowed by these hinges. That's why it will not carry any bending moment here. Axial force will be there, either tensile or compressive. To connect the two member, some one is upside or downside. In that case, we generally go for internal hinge. So please try to understand this particular thing also. I want to mention here, as you can see, if a load is applied here, suppose you are applying the load at B point, what will happen? Yeah, suppose to change this fixed spot to the roller spot. Change this spot to the roller spot. It will stable or not? Please check once. If it is convert this A spot into a fixed spot, roller spot, and try to apply the horizontal load, what will happen? It will restrict that moment or not? If it is restricted, then why? If it is allowed, then how? Try to visualize. Question is, if you change A spot as a roller spot and apply any inclined force in between A and B, whatever the magnitude is there, whether your structural system will stable or not. If it is yes, then why? If it is no, then why?
No, sir, it will not be stable, I think.
Okay.
Because at a particular, if we apply some load on AB with some inclination, it will have a vertical component which will be allowing the vertical motion of the roller at point A.
Okay. Any other student? कोई और बताएगा बच्चे?
Sir, because moment is free at B and C.
It means it's according to you unstable.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other student? Anji? Any other students?
Sir, will AB be acting as a beam in that case? If we apply a roller at A and B has a hinge.
Here,
then
every component is itself is a beam. No? AB is a beam. Then we have a link to join two different beams. One is a CD or other AB.
okay, sir.
कोई और बच्चा बताएगा?
Sir, which
Almost,
type of roller? जैसे कि vertical guided
any
roller
roller,
or
horizontal roller. I am talking about horizontal one. Horizontal roller. So answer was given by Abhinandan was right one, because if you make a fixed sport, instead of fixed, you make a roller here, and due to that inclined force, as we have two component of that force, one is vertical, other is horizontal. A vertical component will be restricted by this support reaction or by hinge, which is at B point, but due to the horizontal, roller is not going to restrict the horizontal movement, as well as movement is allowed. Similar way in this case also, here we have a hinge support. Hinge will not restrict the bending. So, and there is also a hinge. As we applying the load here, this member will, due to the horizontal movement of this member, it will start moving like this. If it is moving, definitely there is a movement allowed. It will collapse like this. It will collapse from here. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So it will collapse like so. It's a unstable in case of if there is any roller support. But in this case, if you see here, we have a fixed support. If you apply a vertical load or any inclined load, anything you can apply, still it's not going to be collapsed, because it will resist a vertical, or there is a bending moment zero. It's a no that issue, but they are not going to be moved. These are the fixed thing, right? That's why it's a stable structure here if you're going to do. Okay. तो ये ध्यान रखना है भी whether the sport, which kind of sport is there, because fixed sport is going to restrict vertical as well as horizontal and movement as. So wherever the kind of load is acting over it, it will not going to move anywhere. In that case, this member will not have any issue to connect these members, right? Then we come to the stability. As I already told you, whenever you are be a designer or specifically a structural designer, one thing that you have always keep in your mind to make sure, ensure the stability of the sport structure. It can be by enough support system should be there. There should be a proper arrangement of the member, and overall stability of structure should be defined or well properly maintained by that designer before going through to analyze the force in the member. Make sure there should be enough support. There should not be any partially constrained. Partially constrained, I will let you know what does it that mean. And overall stability of the structure, that make sure before going to the design of the structure. So one thing which is a very important for your structural part, that is stability. So stability divided into two parts. One is external stability, other is internal stability. First, external stability is related with the support system do we have. The support we are going to provide to the to support that system, that is related to external stability. Internally, like internally hinges are there, so these things are comes under the internal stability. Like continuous hinges are there, they should not be into a line, mechanism will be there, that thing should not be happen. That I already explained a bit about these things in structural analysis one part. But even here also we will see each and every aspect in detail. So external stability is basically, we already just I explained you the relate with the support system. So first I am going to see that for 2D structures, basically we are going to deal in 2D only. 3D if required, we can go through that also, but it's not a part of syllabus. If anybody interesting to study that, we can do that also. Right? For stability of 2D structures, there should not be a rigid body movement of the structure. What does it mean? If any load is going to be applied on the body, there should not be a rigid body movement. What does it mean? Anybody have any idea about it? What does a rigid body mean, movement?
So that the body should not displace from its place.
Yes, rigid body means the complete whole structures, or if there is a, suppose we have a beam, the complete beam should not be moved, means the rigid body movement should not be the allowed to move. Yes, there can be any elastic deformation that we can allow some extent, which is according to the code that we allowed by the code, some permissible value will be there. But rigid body means the beam should not be moved from one place to the other. Like you construct a building and beam will be moved from one end to other. That thing is not going to be happen. This is the basic part that we have to understand first of all. Like अगर आप foundation बना रहे हो, if you are constructing a building over it and foundation start moving, whether your structure will stable? No, that will not be happen. So make sure rigid body movement should not be happen in any case. Even small rigid body movement is not allowed. That is a very, like sinking of sport is a one of kind of reason that instability creation. Sinking of sport means settlement of sport system. Settlement of sport system means a rigid body movement is taken place. That is a very, very big issue comes in while you are constructing or you are be a designer. That is a biggest thing that you have to keep in mind while you are designing. First thing that. Second, whatever the kind of loading is there, sport in X and Y direction should, and no rotation should be allowed in X and Y direction. Right. So in X and Y direction, there should be a static equilibrium that should be satisfied. In case of 2D structure, we have how many reactions, sport system or equilibrium equations? These are three. Those are summation of horizontal forces equal to 0, which is going to be help us to prevent the deflection in X direction. Summation of vertical forces equal to 0. What does it mean? Sum of vertical forces in Y direction becomes 0, which means if it is equal to 0, which means there should be a prevention in the diffraction in Y direction. Similar way, we have a mz, which is a movement in Z direction. By so we can say that perpendicular to the X and Y, that is Z direction, which will provide the rotational stability or so against Z direction, right? To prevent the instability, or it will provide the stability in the Z direction. So these are the things that we need to require in 2D structure. If it is a 3D structure, in that case, how many equations will be there? 6 equations which are required to prevent the deflection in X, Y, Z, and movement rotational stability in X direction, Y direction, and Z direction. Means theta in X, theta in Y, and theta in Z. If you see here, I just make a diagram in front of you. You can see that is first is external stability we are looking after. That is 2D structures. Specifically, you are going to do. You have to satisfy one, 2 or 3 things before going to analyze the structure to make ensure that structure should be stable. First thing is there should be a minimum 3 number of externally independent support ratio. Minimum, that is a 3 number of equations is required, or independent support system we require. If it is not there, it means there will be a partially constraint. Why 3 is the minimum requirement? Because yes,
we have 3 reactions.
Yes, minimum.
So 3 equilibrium equations.
Yes, minimum we have for 2D structure, minimum we have 3 equilibrium equations. If it comes lesser than that, the value comes to with a minus. That minus means that number of that minus value, whatever it is. If it is a roller sport, there will be a 2 minus. Minus 2 value will come. It means we require 2 additional support system to make our structure stable. So that is the meaning of that. So minimum is 3 required. In that case, yes, we can restrict even then one of the support system can be changed. For that member, minimum is 3 required. Particular one member. If it is cantilever, cantilever is a stable structure. If it is a simply supported, again it's a stable structure. If a simply supported support in a simply supported beam, if you change the hinge support to the roller support, in that case, how much value we are getting indeterminacy? That value comes into the negative, because support reaction is 1 by 1 plus 1, 2, and available equilibrium is 3. So 2 minus 3 value comes to be a negative 1. That means my structure is indeterminacy concept is not there. My structure is unstable by partially constrained. That is the meaning of partially constrained. Then required constraint was 3, but we don't have that. and that -1 value means we required one additional support reaction, which can be provided by one of the support you can change in the form of hinge or by providing by the any fixed support as well. Fine, depending upon the condition you have to choose. So many times you never see a two rollers same on a beam. There can be any hinge or roller, one hinge, other fixed, other roller, one fixed. These are the things mainly you will see. Only a roller thing is allowed into the factory where we are gantry girder can move from one place to other. On the rails, you've seen that. I think many students visit the factories. If they seen how the load is transferred from one place to other, there is a rolling kind of girder. The factories mostly in the industrial structures. You many times you see there is a girder. There are two parallel girders basically, and we have a horizontal one which is moving through the rollers, and roller is whenever because that is easy to carry the weight or pass or allow the weight to the go through one place to other or one point to the other. In that case we use, and that is an example of instability, because by the that just by pushing that weight you can see your member is moving from other direction. Okay, to mean second thing that we need to keep in our mind, that is there should not be a parallel reactions, otherwise linear instability will set up. Linear means they are going to move in a linear direction, either in horizontal direction, like you can see here, already given that example to you in the previous classes as well, and just now before that as well. Vertical one, that is RA, which is the restricted support, restriction by this support. Again, we have a RB. The reaction will come when restriction is there. Similarly, RC, restriction in vertical direction. Again, now it's a structure is a determinate. If you see, structure is determinate, but it is unstable. But my priority is doesn't mean that I'm just my structure is indeterminate. I am happy. Yes, my structure is indeterminate. I can calculate by using equilibrium equations because I know three number of equilibriums I have, and I can easily calculate these unknown. But that is not my task. We need to make sure my structure should be stable as well. If you make the component of this force, there will be two component in one is horizontal and other is in vertical direction. Vertical component can be restricted by this support reaction. Means P cos of theta, that component is not going to be restricted by any of these support. There is no restriction against that component. In P of cos theta, we don't have any. In that case, it will not going to be stable. By that load, it will rotate in horizontal direction, and which is comes under your rigid body movement. Means beam has been started. It can deflect. If it is elastic member, it can deflect. Even if it is not elastic, if it is made by elastic material, like see reinforcement we have RCC structure, this one. Yes, we can allow him to deflect some extent. That is according to the code, we are going to allow it. But we are not going to allow that complete structure to be moved. That thing is called rigid body movement, and this is going to deflect one thing that is comes under elastic deformation. That can be restricted by applying some parameters or something. You can increase the support system if there is a more deflection depending upon the load, obviously. Fine. Third, which is I will discuss a later part, and there is also mentioned as well. All reactions should not be linearly concurrent. Means whenever you draw the free body diagram and you represent their reactions, they should not be concurrent. Means they should not be meet a single point. In that case, instability of rotational that will set up, and that is again comes to the part of your instability in case of external. Clear? So that thing not be happen. I mean, please let me explain to you this in detail. Here, if you see, if there is any force, suppose I am putting a force here, which is away from some distance from B point, and you are going to take moment about this O point. What will happen? Is bending moment is going to be zero at that moment? What will be the bending value of that bending moment? let me put a question again to you. There is a P force, whatever the direction it is, in a vertical or downward direction, upward or downward direction. And from this distance, we have around X distance is there. Whether the bending moment about O will come 0 or it will not be equal to 0. Yes, please.
Sir, 0.
How, Dikshit, it will be 0?
Sir, please repeat the question.
Question is, I am putting a load in between A and B point, which is in perpendicular to the axis of this AC beam basically, and that point of application of that load is away from B point is around X distance, whatever it is. Suppose you consider it to be X, and you have to calculate the bending moment about O. Its value come to be 0 or no?
No, sir.
ये नहीं होगा
Now,
सर.
it will not come to be 0 because bending moment is nothing but it's a force into the perpendicular distance. There is a force P and distance is X, then its value comes to be about O point is Px, which is not equal to 0 obviously, which is not equal to 0. Due to that force, if you have the moment about this point, if you try to rotate this body, like here you can see, this is a P force, or if you try to rotate this body along this point, what will happen? It will start rotating or not?
Yes, yes, sir.
It
Yes,
will
sir.
start rotating. We don't have any
Yes, sir.
restriction against this because there are the rollers. By using these rollers or by helping of these rollers, this member will rotate, or rigid body rotation has been taken place. Again, it's a not allowed thing. So that is the thing you have to keep in mind. First thing, there should not be parallel reaction. Forces should not be concurrent on a single line. In that case, rotational instability will create. And third was, there should not be parallel reaction was there and partially, and this one is the rotation. These are the three things you have to keep in mind. Clear? Now, if you comes to the 3D structures, as I told you, I mentioned these things also. So minimum 6 independent reactional reaction to be required to prevent the rigid body displacement of the structure. So what are these displacement component in that case? If it is 3D, one is deflection in X direction, deflection in Y direction, deflection in Z direction. Similarly, rotation in X direction, rotation in Y direction, rotation in Z direction. These are the, therefore, these are the displacement components basically, and for that we required 3 equilibrium equations. Equilibrium equations means restriction that we need to provide against that displacement component, so they are not allowed to be a rigid displacement over there, right? So sum of horizontal force is equal to 0, sum of vertical force is equal to 0, sum of force into the Z direction equal to 0, mx, my, and mz, these are the sum of moment in X and Y and Z direction should be 0. In case of 3D structures, what are the things you have to keep in mind to make a stable? That is, they should not be coplanar, means there should not be a single plane. Non-concurrent, they should not be meet a single point. Non-parallel, they should not be parallel to each other. These are the things you have to keep in mind while for stability of 3D structure, which is actually not part of BTech level students. Basically, we are not going to discuss about space structure or any other thing, right? There is a note which is mentioned in this slide. Basically, you have to bear out. That's why I specifically mentioned these things already explained also in previous slides. Small elastic displacement we can allow, which is can be permitted according to the code that we just to follow for design of the structure, but rigid body displacement is never permitted. Even a very small rigid body displacement is not permitted. So make sure elastic deformation of if the member is elastic behavior, if it's showing elastic behavior, in that case we can allow some displacement. Or if you may aware about some clause has been given in IS 456 for the some displacement, how much displacement is allowed, right? So there is a example. So let me know which one is a stable structure out of these three. Pick A, B, or C. Which one is your stable structure out of these, and give the reason as well. If it is one is stable, then why? If B is stable, then why? And if it is C is stable, then why? A is stable. Okay.
Yes, sir. A is stable.
Okay. Just give a option, just
Yes,
A,
sir.
B, C. I
A
will
is
ask
stable.
after that the reason why A is stable. Three students given the response. Next. Manish, Ankit, and Diksha given the response. Other students.
Yes, sir.
A. Who was he?
Suresh, sir.
Suresh. Okay. Only 4 students out of 24. Where are the other students?
Sir, none of these.
None of these. Yes. None of these, Avinash.
Yes, sir. None of these, sir.
Rupesh, none of these. Next, 6 students.
Sir, A.
Jatin said A. Okay.
Sir, A.
Mayank Singh said A.
Sir, A.
Rituraj A. Yes.
Sorry.
Lal Prasad.
Sir, A.
Sunil Yadav. Okay. Still, there are some students remaining.
None of these.
Prince Raj, none of these. 3 students given none of these. Yes. Abhinandan Dutt, Abhinav Sinha.
Sir, A.
Okay.
Sir, none of these.
Abhishek Raj, none of 4 students given none of these. Other students stick on A. Still Abhinandan, Akib Malik, Ravi Shankar,
Yes, sir.
Ikra Jan A.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
None of these.
Okay, Ravi Shankar A. Mayank Singh. Mayank Singh, he's a. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Saroj Kodal.
Yes, sir.
What is the answer?
Sir, A, I think.
Okay. So mostly students have given the response, and almost all the students given the right answer, but 4 students given none of the above. All they think all the structures is unstable. So these 4 students: Avinash Singh, Rupesh Kumar, Abhishek Raj, and Prince Raj. Maybe I'm right.
सर अनस्टेबल मींस वो अभी आपने बोला ना कि जो रिजिड
No,
बॉडी
no, no.
डिस्प्लेसमेंट नहीं
You
होगा
have to
तो
pick
इसमें
a
तो
question mentioned, which one of the following structure is stable. Out of
तो
these 3,
रिजिड
you
बॉडी
have,
एज यू सेड अभी रिजिड बॉडी डिस्प्लेसमेंट तो तीनों में होगा सर
that I will explain. You will see which one is not allowed the rigid body displacement. So this will there will be a rigid body displacement. That example we already seen. And here if you see there is also rigid body, otherwise they are concurrent also on a single line. If you draw their line of action, they are meeting on a single line. That's why rigid body displacement will take place, because there is any movement, it will start moving, and movement is not restricted by this code. So if they are concurrent, it means they are not going to be restrict that movement. But if you see here, if you draw the line of action of this reaction, it will be in upward direction, it's a downward direction. If you apply any force, Avinash Singh and those 3 other students, if you see any kind of load, you try to apply it and try to rotate it, whether it is rotating or not, whether it is going to displace the rigid body or not. Put any load, you can say, suppose आप ही दीजिए conditions, I will put place it, and I will try to make it whether it's going to rotate or not.
Sir, vertical load, sir.
Let's put a vertical load at this spot, na?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it will apply a vertical load. It is not going to restrict,
No, sir.
but it will restrict that load. There is a sport
Yes.
rate. Counter हुआ? Any other load? Even if you can say, if you apply the vertical load here, that component is restrained by this one. If is there, it will start rotating, but again it will not allow there. If you change the direction, in that case same case is there, but I just change the direction of this roller sport. They are concurrent, that's why rotation is taken place. Otherwise here they are not concurrent, means they are not meeting on a single line. That's why it's a stable structure. Right? So A is the stable structure in this case. Other
Yes, sir.
than
इसमें
otherwise.
सर सर 3 ऑप्शन दिया, मान लीजिए सर एक और ऑप्शन रहता, उसमें none of these रहता तो सर.
हाँ, none of these होता
Sir,
तो भी
ऐसे
वो
usually-
गलत होता. Then this is the A1 is the right. You can consider none of the above. I just mentioned. Suppose I putting none of the above also. So it means there is a one option which is stable. Then you have to pick one. If this section
Yes,
or
sir.
this one is not given, in that case you can go for none of the above. No?
Okay, sir.
There is a out of 4 options. Suppose A option is this one, B is this one, C is this one, and 4th is none of the above. And out of these 3, none of the above means the above 3 out of these 3 we don't have any stable structure. But while we are solving this problem or seeing this diagram, I found one which is stable, because there is no there are all the 3 conditions of stability has been satisfied. They are not concurrent. There is no parallel sports. They are not going to be. The third was there is no partially constraint. You can count the number of reactions 2 and 1 3 3 minus 3 0. It's a stable structure as well as determinate. If it is there is any roller, in that case it comes to be partial constraint case, because the value comes to be a negative value. In that case it will start rotating. Right? These are the things you have to keep in mind. Right?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
सर ये में ऊपर में सर हिंज, यदि मान लीजिए एक दूसरा ऑप्शन रहेगा, ऊपर में यदि हिंज रहेगा तब फिर तो वो हो जाएगा सर, दोनों जगह जो हिंज रहेगा.
हाँ, अगर hinge हुआ, in that case if you change this code has hinge, it's a stable again, but it's a indeterminate in that case, because the total number of reaction become 4, and
Yes,
a
sir.
degree of indeterminacy comes to be 1, because equilibrium equation is 3. 4 minus 3 comes to be 1.
Okay, sir.
Stability is a different, actually a part of indeterminacy determinate, but it's a totally different part in that case. 3 conditions you have to satisfy. There should not be concurrent.
Yes, sir. Condition
There should.
satisfy हो रहा है.
हाँ,
A.
तो that's why A is the right answer, na, for the stability part. We don't have any parallel support reaction here. We don't have any concurrent here. We don't have any partially constraint. So these 3 things are satisfied by the option number A. That's why A is the right one. Otherwise, out of these, they are not satisfied. Out of 3, if any of the any of system or stability condition is not satisfied, in that case, that will comes under instability. Just if we see this one, they are concurrenting each other. Fine, that's why it's unstable, because one condition is not satisfied. Otherwise, maybe other condition, partially constraints are not there. If you see how many reactions are there, 2 and 3, there is no partially constraint, even they are not parallel, but one condition which is not satisfied by them, that is they are concurrent to each other. Similarly here, they are not concurrent, number of reactions are not partially constrained, but they are parallel to each other. So that's why it's unstable. So उन तीन equations, तीन conditions में से if out of one is not satisfied, in that case it is unstable. Yes, Abhinandan, you can ask me a question.
So can you please explain the second condition?
Second condition, if you draw the line of action here, from there, they are meeting on the same point where they are cycling. It's maybe a diagram bit away, maybe, but otherwise they are meeting on a single point here. So they are concurrenting. Concurrenting means a line of action of the sport reaction. If you draw, suppose make a free body diagram, they are perpendicular reaction will be there in that direction here, and similar one will be at this direction. When you draw the line of plane or line of action, they are in same line. That's why it's a unstable.
And sir, what about the second, the partial one, sir?
Partial one, if you change this sport, suppose a sport you are changed into a roller sport. In that case, what is the value coming out for indeterminacy? It will be negative, na?
Yes, sir.
Negative means one addition, negative, whatever the negative value you are getting. I just putting example here. If you just change this hinge sport into a roller sport, count the number of reaction 1 and 2. 2 minus 3 comes to be a -1. -1 means I required one additional sport reaction to make my structure stable. I will put some other examples also, or maybe in a Google Classroom. Try to solve this, and we will discuss in the next class. Fine.
Thank you, sir.
Try to solve them. If
sir.
you
Thank you,
get
sir.
to solve those problems, that will be help you to understand in a better way. In the next class, we will continue from there only. Problems maybe I will put by today itself in the evening. So almost we are out of the time as well. Only 5 minutes are left. Any students have any doubt related to this, they can ask. Or otherwise, many of the students are aware about all these things. We already discussed in structure analysis one part. Even if anybody have any doubt, they can.
Thank you, sir.
Anyone else?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
सर वो सर प्रैक्टिकल के बारे में पूछना था।